All right, folks, I'm going to put this little warning in there for all the homeowners that are going to be looking at these videos, if they get any attention at all. I don't really know. I'm a trained professional. I've been doing electrical for 12 years. So any video that I put out, I want to let you know that you should have a licensed professional doing your electrical work. I understand that people want to be doing it, save some money and stuff. So with that being said, anything that you see or learn from my channel, I'm not at fault if you do your own work and you mess something up. Don't say, hey, that guy told me to do it or told me how to do it. I mean, I am a trained professional. I know how to do it. So what I do and how you interpret it are two different things. They're just putting this warning out there because I know someone might do something and they do it wrong. And they say, oh, it's your fault that something's screwed up. So I just want to add this in for the intro. Thank you guys for stopping to the channel. Thank you for watching the video. I just wanted to put that out there. I am not responsible for anything that you guys do. You should be hiring a trained professional. With that being said, if you decide to watch the video, you learn something from it, and you do something, that's on you guys. But be safe. If you're doing anything electrical or trades related, be safe. But here you go. Here's the video. What is going on, guys? I am Ryan, and I am an electrician in Wisconsin. Actually, I have another YouTube channel. I do like hunting, fishing, outdoorsy kind of stuff, some gear reviews, shit like that. But as a profession, I do electrical. I'm actually here wiring a pole barn right now. Oh, trying to see if I could, never mind, I can't zoom in. But we did the panel back there, pedestal outside. Reenergies has that all hooked up. We have outlets ran. I'm sure you can kind of see them. There's one right there, all the way down. Switches right there. There's going to be another bank of switches down there. It's going to be 2 3-ways. One's going to control 4 rows of lights on these trusses here, and then there's going to be a couple down there. The customer that I'm doing work for today is going to be turning that end, like 30 feet from that back wall, into like a riding pen, like a round pen, so she can take her horses in there during the winter in the warm pole barn and ride them around a little bit so that way they get exercise during the winter, because we have some pretty brutal winters up here. But anyways, that being said, it's the first video on the new channel here. I'm gonna show you guys how to wire an outlet. Super simple, but I already have a bunch that I've already made up. I'm actually in the process of making up another one here. It seems super simple. Some people think they know what they're doing. Some people, I don't know. I'll just show you some tricks. I'm probably going to start taking, either I'm going to get a chest mount for my cell phone. This is my cell phone, but I'll either get a chest mount for this so I can put it on my chest, or I'll just be using my GoPro in the future here. But anyways, I'm going to make up an outlet for you guys. Like I said, super simple. Just doing a little intro to the new channel. Figured I might as well videotape while I'm working. I own my own company, so there's that. I can get away with that. But yeah, I can show you guys how I hang the lights. I can show you how to wire the switches. Explain to you guys how to run some 3-ways. So probably from this project, I'm probably going to try to get at least a couple different videos out of it. And then when I get into some more remodel work and stuff like that, I'll kind of show you guys how to do some other stuff. So if that interests you guys, starting a new channel here. This is going to be the first video. I'm not sure how it's going to go, but like I said, I'm going to show you guys how to wire up nice and neat, beautiful outlets, and how to hook up the outlets. Show you little tricks to make it easier for you. But like I said, yeah, just wiring a pole barn here in northern Wisconsin. So stay tuned here. I'm gonna put my GoPro on and show you guys how to set this up. All right, guys, well, got the old chest mount on here. Show you guys how to wire an outlet. Believe it or not, it's actually been a couple weeks since I took the intro to that video, because by the time I got home, I realized that the footage that I had of the original outlet that I did was pretty bad. It wasn't at a good angle. You couldn't really see exactly what was getting done, but I have a chest mount camera now, so there's that. First step is you got to get this wire in the box. I'll staple that stuff later on because I got to do those other outlets down there. So if there's another electrician in the comments or anybody that looks, they're like, oh, you didn't staple that stuff. Oh, that's because I'm going to do it later. I got to finish up more outlets down there, if you can see them along the wall there. But yeah, going to pop these bad boys in here. A lot of excess wire, I know. Don't hate. I usually bend these up nice so they look good. And then I'll kind of, angle it back. Get a staple in there. So there's the staple. Like I said, I'm going to finish stapling all this stuff up, because what I'm going to do is I'll pull the slack to each outlet, or this one I'll staple back to that other outlet just so I can get as much of the wire back as I can. But when I do staple it, I'll staple it right up on top of that little outside board. But as far as the outlet goes, let me readjust my little deal here. I know there's a lot of excess wire. Don't come at me crazy. I always like having extra wire. I'm the one that paid for it. So don't come at me. I just like to pull the wire, make sure I have enough, and keep going. You can strip this Romex a lot of different ways. Usually it helps if you have a better strippers here. This Klein's is old as hell. You can always take cutters and get in there. Oh, it's raining out. And you could score it down, right down the center. Make sure you have a sharp blade. Go like this. Cut it like that. Pull that off. However you want to do it. I do not use the Romex strippers, the ones that have the cutouts for the 14, 2, and 12, because a lot of times if you don't know how to use them right, they will actually cut the wires where you strip them, so don't do that. I don't even use them, and I've been doing this for 12 years, so there's that. Pop this up. Pop that up, get that out of your way. I always tuck them wires in the back. There's about 4 inches sticking out. I basically do, like a hand's width. I grab it, tuck it, cut it on the back side of my hand here. Ooh, it's raining good out there, boy. Woo-hoo. It's after Christmas in Wisconsin, which is absolutely crazy, but all right. Take those wires, bend them, make them all even. Then I grab my linesmans. Yes, I do think this is a necessary step. Some people would just put the wire nut on there and just crank it till it twists, which 90% of the time probably isn't going to be an issue, but like you see, it's manually twisted. I mean, you're not going to pull that off, especially once you get a wire nut on there. That's on there tight. And then what I do is get that stuff out of there, tuck it to the back of the box, tuck that wire down. And then I take both of these, stick them in the back there, cut them all the same length. So that way you have like a little L tucked in. You take and curl my ground right away. Separate the blacks and the whites, the hots and the neutrals. Get those curled up, those out of the way. Okay, now that I got those curled up, I have an outlet in my pouch. Ooh, if it'll come out. So this is where a lot of people mess up. So if you look at it like this, you know, the positive is always separate, and you get the neutral and the grounds on one side. So the neutral wires, the white wires, go on the silver screws. Ground goes on the green, and then the black, the positive wires, are always going to go on your gold screws. So that just helps. I just always look at it like this, like the neutral wires are always going to be on the same side as the ground. In most cases, maybe there's sometimes they might not be, but I don't know. Over time, they're not going to be. Usually on every outlet or GFI, that's the case. GFI is usually the grounds underneath, but yeah, whites always go on the silver screws, the neutrals, and then the positives, the black wires, always go on the gold screws. So here that is. I know I'm using a screwdriver. Yes, I have a screw gun. I just left it by my truck, and I don't feel like walking and grabbing it. Pop that on. Pop that on. And another tip is, so if you look at the way we're twisting the wire, it's going clockwise. So I always bend the wire in the direction that your screw is going to be turning. So that's why, if you look closely there, the wire on the black side curls up. Well, that's because it's going clockwise that way. And then what happens is, if you look close enough, I don't know if you guys can see it, just the twist of that nut there, that bolt, whatever the hell you want to call it, the screw, if you have your wire going up, it'll suck that wire underneath it. If you go the opposite way and you tighten it, it'll actually pull the wire out. So that's why, if you look here, these ones, the hook's going down, because on the opposite side, it spins down, and then if you switch this side, it spins up. So it's just a little tip to make sure you get a tight connection on your wires. If you see, like, look at that. I'm gonna bend you guys down a little bit more so you can get closer. I don't know if you can see it, it's kind of sucking that wire underneath the screw. And then what I do is I just come like this, just to make sure everything's out of the way. I put a little kink in it, push it in there, and then, you know, use your screw gun or your screwdriver and tighten it in. That's really all you got to see. But if you look in there, there's nothing in the way. There's no ground wire that's close to the hot. The ground wire's tucked in nicely. It's got a little bend in it. So when you push it in, they'll all have their own little space in the box. So there she is. Stay tuned, man. I'll have some more how-to electrical stuff here. I'm actually wiring this pole barn. I have some switch boxes there and a switch box over there, and I'll show you guys how to tie in a 3-way and a single pole switch. So stay tuned.